Hey, Gloria, you went on service day. How did it go?
Yes, we had a really nice time. I had some nice calls over on the east side of town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, the contractor I've been doing accounts for all these years?
Uh-huh.
Well, I got a chance to witness to him today, and he agreed to start study.
Wow, Dad, that's awesome.
Oh, that's great. I hope it works out.
Yeah, I do too. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that?
Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Jake.
I'm Kristyna.
And we're here doing a stream.
Doing it, making it real.
Yes. Oh boy. Well, thanks for joining us today. Oh, we're married, by the way.
Oh, we are?
We were wed in a kingdom hall of Jesus Christ's dad, our Lord Jehovah.
I thought that Jesus Christ's dad was Joseph. Oh, wait, no.
Oh, no. He was like the stepdad. He was just like a surrogate.
He was a surrogate.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. We have somebody, this is a First Timers Club. Thank you for joining our marriage cult. We are each other's twin flames.
And we're about to watch some twin dragons.
Wow. We are. I don't know if people know this, but there's a Netflix documentary called Escaping Twin Flames that is really, really good.
Very good.
We binged it last night and we're thinking about just geeking out about that. And then I realized this morning it was gonna be really hard to pull clips from a Netflix show, and it would definitely get the stream taken down. And so we thought, what if we show, which by the way, the Twin Flames cult, which still currently exists, Twin Flames Universe, is essentially a weird marriage advice cult. It's sort of like,
is it marriage advice?
That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to help people like find their soulmate, I guess is the thing. Their twin flame. But of course, it has all the trappings of a cult. It like did a speed run of all the cult tropes ever and some new ones that are terrifying. But it's all based around finding your soulmate, marriage.
We actually were part of it. That's how we found each other.
Yes. Our whole channel has been a lie.
A different cult is where we found each other.
We found each other in a different cult, which believes in, the threefold cord.
Not the twin.
The thruple flame. So today we want to watch the Jehovah's Witness equivalent of this, or one of their many videos about marriage, which we like to do as a couple sometimes.
We need that. We need the reminder of what a God-fearing marriage looks like.
That's right. But I do feel like I found my soulmate in the call.
Yes,
that's what
I was making a joke, but I mean there was seriousness behind that.
But we have no advice for anybody here. Let me be very clear about that. Now, if you pay $2,200 a month for courses,
well, then you'll be going to Twin Flame Universe.
Yeah, and the way it works is I do all the talking. You sit in the background looking really tired.
I do.
That's how the you never say anything, and when you do, I like call you names.
Yeah, you call me fat and ugly.
That's
part of the compliment.
That's the show. That's not.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Just for the record, Jake does.
It's the Twin Flames thing all over again. We're the divine feminine and divine masculine here.
Well, does that mean that I'm the divine masculine?
No. Well, I am wearing your sweater.
The best time to wear a striped sweater
is all the time. It feels like we planned this, but we didn't. Well, we got a real rat-a-tat that the couple from Twin Flames did not have, I must say.
Oh my gosh.
But we're right now have just been talking about a thing that is not visual at all. So let's get into this. Oh, well,
we have a couple things that we want to say.
That's right. We do need to say we really want to thank everybody in our community because we did actually ask for some money, not $2,200 for courses.
No, because we don't provide marital advice. So
we just wanted it for no reason.
Not for no reason.
Not for no reason. No, we were really having trouble with finances because we left the cult very broke, got some issues, and now we're both pretty much cut off from our families.
Yeah, I mean, well, my mom, I'm not about to ask her for money because with dad since he's passed, it's been hard for her to
accumulate
the money that she used to have. So
But the point is, we just asked if, people would chip in to just like help with rent or whatever. And a lot of people did, and it really saved our asses. And thank you.
Yeah.
I feel weird talking about it after just making fun of a married couple asking people for money. That was hitting me while I was saying it.
But ours wasn't from a place of get rich quick. It was, we literally will not be able to get food in the house.
It wasn't get rich quick. It was stay poor.
Always.
But stay in our apartment. Stay in our apartment slowly.
And then I also wanted to show everybody, I got this present from a girl at work.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little peachy mug.
Yes, it has baby pictures of Peach on it. It's amazing.
And so I'm drinking soda out of it. Why wouldn't I drink soda out of a coffee cup?
Yeah, I'm just realizing the socks on the ground in the background, too. That's hitting me. That's hit me a little bit.
Hey, guys. Sorry you have to see our socks.
People are saying we're lagging.
Uh-oh. Everything's turned off out there.
And our internet says it's good. Well, people sound off if there's more lagging. I want a collision of dreams, not a collision of sound and audio delay. I don't know what that meant.
Well done. I don't either.
Here's the important thing. Joelle says, okay, well, Ron Pomo and Joelle says we're not delaying, and that means we trust their word over everybody else's. I love confirmation bias so much. Some people need to upgrade their internet.
Okay, this is awkward.
Yeah. So I wanted to pull up this page here. How is a modern day Christian family torn between being loyal to God and striving for riches? Remember how we said we were broke? This is, I actually hadn't even thought about that. And first of all, you really capture the emotion because look at her face here. I wanted to read this caption. This is a 3-part movie. I don't feel confident in our ability to get through any more than one.
I would never want anybody to sit through a commentary of a movie that has 3 parts that we are doing the commentary for.
Yeah, what is this? Netflix's The Killer? No, because that had like 4 or 5 parts.
Yeah, and it was not long.
It actually was really short. Amazing through. We watched that last night, by the way. Which, if you have Netflix, you could be watching 2 much better shows than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it's true.
To be fair.
Yeah. Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. We all have to live with the consequences of our life. And sometimes you're pressured to go to school for a little bit and I guess become a real estate agent instead of being a full-time Jehovah's Witness.
But isn't it like real estate agents? Isn't it like classes, not school?
She goes to classes for like a month and then has her license or something. Well, we're spoiling it.
Yeah, nobody has ever seen this movie before.
Spoilers. Remember the Wife of Lot. You know what we should actually say though is that this came out at the convention where I asked you out.
Yeah.
Because we were both. Should I start over? Yes. Born and raised, both of us, born and raised Jehovah's Witnesses, and we met when you switched to my congregation or reconnected. Well, that's our previous videos, and to get the lore. But I remember this drama was part of it. And so it became a part of our like dating story where we referenced it all the time. But like ironically.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. It was never in like, hey, Jake, I really took away X, Y, or Z portion from this Wife of Lot joke.
We said this.
Yes.
Tacos.
My
tacos.
favorite.
We said that. We like anytime I just like passed a taco sign, I would send it to her.
And then anytime I could say, You're being a
good daughter. The mom at one point calls her a good daughter. And listen, Lindas of all stars and stripes. This is a very problematic movie. It goes really without saying. We're going to try to not be problematic when covering it. And because, we don't want to be racist.
Even though I said twin dragons.
I smoked a little bit before we started. So... yeah, you did say twin dragons earlier, and now we said it 3 times, so nobody can forget. Good. Okay. Well, here we go to one of the weirdest movies they've ever made, and they chopped into 3 parts. It's supposed to be based on K-dramas, I guess. I don't know anything about that.
It's not good.
At certain points, they apply that like cartoon filter that they used to have at like, Microsoft Paint. And we're going to have to mute the mic while we're watching this. There's no feedback.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to have to turn off chat so we don't get any audio feedback from them.
Oh,
I don't want to get their feedback on what we're saying because I
Mhm.
don't want to be swayed by their reactions. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing.
No one can slave for two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will stick to the one and despise the other.
I immediately was like, wait, I don't know what they're saying. Okay. So, bye. I think Joel was upset that it wasn't lagging and left the stream.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
bye.
I think she might have said because we're muting. I don't know. But hey, thanks for the $2, Queen of Flatulence. Okay. So
Love the name.
I had to, that really is a good name. Okay. Yeah. We should also say the Lot story is really fucked, isn't it?
Yes.
Literally? Because isn't that the whole thing? Is don't the two daughters get him drunk afterwards?
Yeah, but we don't see that in this.
That doesn't play into
It's not part of the modern canon.
In this economy. It's true.
For real, though.
Everyone's got a side gig. You got to be slaving for so many masters under capitalism.
I mean, I slave for my master.
Jesus Christ, it's dad.
Me
number one.
Yeah, me number one.
Jehovah's Witnesses love to talk about that. How people in the world, they like to look out for number one. It's like no one has said that since like the 1980s.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
You cannot slave for God and for riches.
Excuse me, I have to talk to other clients as well. Okay.
I thought I could do both. But tonight, I had to make a choice.
How's it going, everyone? Are you guys doing okay?
Oh, yes, good. When is Marty going to be here?
Sure, that's that guy.
Marty. Where's Marty?
Morty.
Morty, were you supposed to be here, Morty?
This guy is amazing. We got a good face situation
face.
with him. And I also feel like he just looks like every Jehovah's Witness. The prototypical. This is Adam. This is JW Adam right here. Yeah.
Not Steve. Not
Steve. Because I do believe in Adam and Steve.
I know you do.
I'll show you when Steve shows up. He's right here. He's in the background.
Yeah.
Adam and Steve, and this is Eve.
Steve, Eve, and Adam.
The three genders of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh man.
Somebody commented
Again, watched the
Twin Flames.
Yes.
I like corrupted your brain because I kept on calling it Twin Peaks or almost calling it that.
Well, true, but
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the whole title.
Oh, yeah.
Escaping Twin Flames
Right.
University.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I want to be unboxing the Twin Peaks box set.
He was supposed to show me some other offerings in this building.
Yes, Marty will be here very soon, sir. Would you care for another glass of wine?
No, I don't have much time. I can't stay long. I have another important meeting tonight.
Oh! Okay. This is important context for any non-witnesses watching. What he had was an invitation to the memorial
Mhm.
of Jesus Christ's dad's son, Jesus.
Jesus Christ's dad's son.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like that riddle that Lo was telling in chat earlier. That is so that's the invitation to the memorial. It's the most wonderful time of the year for Jehovah's Witnesses.
To differ on that.
I mean, it wasn't so great for Jesus.
And it was never great for anybody who had to sit through an hour or a half hour
I know.
doing all of that.
The memorial, it's basically, it's communion. It's the passing of the bread and the wine and commemorating Christ Jesus' death. But witnesses only do it once a year because they believe that it, replaced the Passover, which was only done once a year. And that from then on out, that's the correct way to do it.
Yeah.
So you're definitely like, even if you miss every meeting every year, you're supposed to go to the
You
memorial.
have to go that way.
Yep. I'm going to sneeze while muting the mic.
Everyone had tried to warn me. They told me to remember. To remember the wife of Lot.
She looks angry all the time.
Yeah, why does she look, even when she's happy, she looks not happy?
It's because she's in a high control religion that's ruining her life.
Well, that makes sense. And she knows that she could turn into salt if she's not careful.
Yeah, that's true. And then her husband is going to get, well, spoiler alert for the Book of Lot. No, I don't remember what book of the Bible that's in.
It's in Genesis.
Is that in Genesis?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's towards the end of Genesis, I believe.
Ended on a real dark note. Yeah, but that's the story of Lot, is that God tells her, don't look back because the city is being destroyed. And she does look back.
Because she had a longing for her possessions.
Or she heard somebody behind her being like, I'm being destroyed. And she was like, oh my God. And then God was like, tricked you, fucker. And then froze her.
Froze her? No, encased her in salt.
Was she moving after that? No, she was frozen. So let it go, as they say.
Okay. I think we need to move on.
Public domain music. They don't have to pay for that one.
Music.
Kristyna just learned that yesterday, that the music played in the backgrounds in elevators is called music. You thought I was joking?
I just thought it was called elevator music.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't.
Elevator music.
I don't know the music. I don't know why that became a thing. And maybe I'm wrong, and everyone in trust me like, you idiot. Music is actually a really important genre.
Nobody ever knows what it is.
My father composed music.
Your father, Jehovah of your son Jesus.
Yeah,
I don't
nailed it.
I don't know.
You can do it. Okay, keep practicing, okay?
Okay.
Oh, Tina, you already started rice. I'm almost done.
Good. We are going to make Grandma's.
It is a little surprising that she's not playing the Kingdom Melody, but maybe that's because she's not spiritual enough yet. Yet, exactly.
The rest is yet to come.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is supposed to be like a model family of sorts, but also both me and Kristyna are getting over being sick, so we're both going to be sneezing and blowing our nose. I'm really selling this stream, I have to say. I'm like, watch something else, turn on Netflix. The stream's lagging.
No, don't listen to him. I'm the voice of reason here, guys.
Don't touch that dial. Coming right up, more classical music. Music.
Special vegetable patty today. Want to help me?
Sure.
Hey, girls, I'm home.
Hey!
Wow, you guys are busy. Hey, Gloria, you went on service day. How did it go?
Yes, we had a really nice time. I had some nice calls over on the east side of town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, when I was, 10 minutes before the stream realizing, I forgot to make an introduction for the stream.
Which is
what I do every single week. I was watching this and really noticing the knife.
It really is. It's right there.
It feels like, Chekhov's knife. Like, it's going to come back later. It doesn't.
No.
He doesn't have to, use the knife to, unencase her from the salt or anything.
No, because she, you know what? She doesn't turn into salt.
She avoids that. She's, tempted to look back. Like she has to, fight the urge to turn back. That's the big tension.
In fact, I thought it was a little weird that she was doing such, strenuous action.
Intense facial acting.
Yeah, it was weird.
She really wanted to make you feel like the salt
of the earth.
Yeah. Why salt? Is that a thing that just happens to people that they got encased in salt in old Bible times? Was that supposed to... I don't know. I guess I should study with Jehovah's Witnesses.
You can go to the website where you found this and ask for a Bible study.
jw.org.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, the contractor I've been doing accounts for all these years. Well, I got a chance to witness to him today, and he agreed to start a study.
Wow, Dad, that's awesome.
Oh, that's great. I hope it works out.
Yeah, I do too. Ooh, what's that? Ooh,
Hey.
this looks good.
Well, the thing that's really unsettling about it to me is like this classical music playing in this really shiny, like IKEA furnitured house, and everybody's hair is perfectly gelled, and like it's so creepy and put upon. Like this is not how real families interact. Like it's all this projection.
Nope. In fact, like 90% of the time we're eating not homemade food. It's
Yeah, like when we were witnesses, this is not how we were living. We lived in, an apartment, and we're still struggling, financially then. Like it was not like crack some eggs and make a thing. It wasn't like that.
I think that's where we got it wrong.
I think if it would have been,
we would have really nailed it.
been closer to Jah.
Yeah.
But
Jah or Jesus?
well, you got to get close to one to get to the other.
Oh, good point.
But I also think, like, this is what they're selling to people, is this unattainable ideal of family. Like, you could never really have this perfect marionette family.
No, because humans are dysfunctional. So a family unit is going to be dysfunctional. Jehovah's Witnesses just add another layer of dysfunction by pretending like you don't have that because you're a perfect family.
Well, that's what was interesting about Twin Flames as like a study in cults, is they, especially because they have this behind the scenes footage and you can see the leaders like cooking it up.
Yeah.
But like you set this unattainable goal for them that they have a forever person out there and selling them that and then making it happen. And the stress of that makes them need the community more. They feel like they're the ones failing and the leaders never take the blame.
Right. Not
so
at all.
This they paint as like, well, if you just follow the Bible, this is what you attain, is somehow living like this, but not stabbing each other.
Even though there's knives everywhere and somebody's playing classical music, that is a recipe for killing.
They should be playing Knives Out by Radiohead. If I was playing the piano, that's what I'd be doing.
Well, you're not. So there we go.
Luckily for all of us.
I can't wait a little bit.
I don't know what you're making, but I'm sure it's really good.
Well, if you let us finish making it.
Okay, all right. I give up. I'm going to work on the budget. Okay, so just call me when it's ready, all right?
Okay, sure. Oh, Tina, by the way, is your talk ready? Circuit overseer will be there, so you want it to be perfect.
It will be, but that's not till next week anyway.
How about your school?
Like, what kind of conversation is this? Like, I never had a conversation like this with my mother. Like, we actually had normal conversations. We talked about normal things to talk about. Even when I was, like, active in the organization. Yeah. Like, we never had stilted dialogue like this or weird points of conversation.
Yeah, I think, like, this is the kind of thing you're doing if you're really covering over a lot of dysfunction. Like, you can fall back on this training, this indoctrination thing, and like, this is what you're supposed to be talking about. And so when things are like flying out of control, you can just like fall back on, well, how's your talk coming? How was the ministry today? And what are you doing for the group? But yeah, I think single tax Jack, that's hard for me to say, is right. Stilted dialogue is a sign of God-fearing family. It is. Like, everybody who is portrayed as a role model, including the speakers, use that really jaded way of speaking. Or not jaded, I'm sorry, like really stilted way of speaking. And if you watch Danny's stream that he did a week or so ago, where he watched that older Bethel training video, it was really, like documentary thing. It was interesting that everybody still talked the same. Yeah. Because that like way of stilting, way of talking.
Wow, you're really stilting and struggling.
I'm stilting over here. Everyone has their little role. Mom and daughters cook. Dad budgets. Everything is based around JW activities.
Yes. And he doesn't offer to cook. He eats from whatever they're cooking.
Like, let him cook.
Let the man cook. He needs to learn.
Man is over there cooking the books for his, fucking fake finance company he runs.
Yikes.
I don't know. But
is this a like foreshadowing of Trump?
This is how I am. I'm getting tilted. I'm getting stilted. And this is like, I think this is another thing that struck me about Twin Flames is they would have this like veneer of maybe being a little progressive, like, no, the woman's not subservient, like witnesses will try to do. I mean, witnesses are way worse at it because they don't allow for any kind of queerness, but they're never going to say like keep women in the kitchen, but they're going to reinforce that through all of their
like through
videos.
visuals.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Women will always be portrayed in this, and when they step outside of that role, which is the plot of this, she wants to become independent, make more money, so that they're more financially stable, that is seen as bad. Striving for riches instead of the group, because there can only be one or the other.
But would it have been as negatively shown if it was a man who was like seeking something greater for his family?
That's a good question. I think like because when they do this, because Danny again he covered the Andre drama, or like the kid who liked to run and his best friend was a Nazi, German old man.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
It was it was definitely portrayed that like no, don't seek great things for yourself outside of the organization. But he wasn't in a provider role. I guess they did a little bit in the one that was in an undisclosed location in Africa that we watched, where the guy's brother was trying to rope him into the business.
It was the political party is what they were trying to rope him into.
Oh, I think you might be right about that. But he's like, oh man, you're living in this crappy place. If you come work for me in the politics, you'll make all the money. Come here.
Right.
By the way, is your talk ready? Circuit overseer will be there, so you want it to be perfect.
It will be, but that's not till next week anyway.
How about your schoolwork?
Already done.
Why does everybody look so very stereotypical of the ethnicities and identities that they're trying to portray here?
It really is demented. I mean, like you have to think like the teaching committee, writing committee, all these people, they have no idea. Ben Ford brought this out in a video. Holy shit, that was a JW thing. He pointed this out in a video that like all the people writing these family scenarios, like they don't have families. They haven't had a normal like 9-to-5 job in years.
No, not at all.
Most of the guys are like old. They've been in Bethel for like at least a decade. And so the portrayal of an Asian family, the group is also very not so subtly racist in terms of really enforcing like racial stereotypes and being like, we're all different. These cultures are like this and this culture is like this, but we can all get along with Jehovah.
Well, and I feel like the fact that the husband, part of the Asian American family, is the guy who does the budgeting. He's the numbers guy.
Right.
That's very stereotypical.
Oh, it's true. I didn't even pick up on that.
And then you have the Mexican or Hispanic man and his family.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he's a contractor.
Gomez contracting.
Yeah. So like he's doing like the physical labor of things. Also very stereotypical.
Yep. And the other thing that they're going to do in this, which has been a fascination of mine recently. Oh shit! Sorry. I just get emotional when I'm talking about this. Is like their portrayal of everybody in the world as angry, and I think you see that. Or like I see that when Jehovah's Witnesses comment on my channel, they'll be like, "You're so angry and bitter," as they're typing in all caps, freaking out at me,
and with no punctuation or correct spelling because they're just so mad
over me, like making boner jokes, like very silly stuff. And
it's
they're like,
funny.
"Stop being angry at Jehovah's Witnesses."
It's funny.
I know. I think it's funny.
Just laugh. Don't scream.
Boners are funny. But they have this thing that they really focus on. That like every life experience like of a man in particular in their like Jehovah changes people's lives or whatever that series is called. It's all like the angriest dude is like, I was really angry. I beat the shit out of people for no reason and drank 9 bottles of liquor a day. I gambled away my life savings. And then finally I found a tract in a gutter, and now I'm an elder.
And now I'm an elder with a drinking problem because I never really got help for that.
That part I've dialed back a little. Yep. Very annoying. And yeah, so this anger, which is very oddly portrayed, because they obviously didn't cast somebody with an anger problem, as you'll see.
Jehovah's Witnesses are never angry.
No.
We're righteously indignant.
We definitely don't have a lot of ex-JW men with anger issues they need to work on.
Not at all. As they're drinking alcohol that they've overcome. That got me. Does this movie have jokes, actually? Is this secretly a good movie? I don't understand.
The comedic timing of this is good, actually. I think what's good is that it's so clearly ADR. Like she doesn't like open her mouth.
And then the blowback, like it's coming from the exhaust pipe. It's not gonna like whip your hair back and forth.
You whipped your hair back and forth.
No, the exhaust whipped it for her.
Yeah, it's like even his truck is angry. We're gonna illustrate that with the truck.
I can't.
Hey, Dad. There's some strange man walking into our building.
Say that again.
I said, and they're not used to loud noises, so that's why they're startled by the.
Yeah, because they live in New York City, so obviously.
You took the punchline of the joke.
I thought you just skipped it over. I was like,
no,
oh.
I was kidding.
I'm sorry.
This is what I have to deal with, guys.
I'm sorry.
On a daily basis.
Okay, we all trample over each other's punchlines every once in a while. But yeah, no, that was really funny because, yeah, don't they live in New York?
They're supposed to live in New York.
And they're like, a car backfiring? What's that?
But then also the guy's truck that has a license plate from Tennessee. So
Oh.
I guess I don't know for sure. I would just assume.
Oh, geez, I just realized I still have that comment on the screen. Still works.
I just assumed that they're in New York City. But even if they weren't in New York City, you've heard a car backfire before. You don't need to be doing all that.
Yeah, very weird. So they're just like gawking at this man. Like,
Yeah.
Who could have ever made such a loud noise outside?
Who goes there?
Who goes there? Who's that knocking at my chamber door?
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Strange man.
Why would he be strange? What's strange about him? That his car made a loud sound, and so he's a strange man?
Well, and he looks normal. Like, I would say, oh, that's a strange man if he looked like haggard.
If he looked like the killer. if he looked like a German tourist and like had big sunglasses on, you'd be like, oh yeah, a weird guy is coming through the door. But all they know is that a guy got out of his truck and the truck was loud.
And didn't the dad say that the guy was coming by?
Oh yeah.
So like,
and they're like, what the fuck is this?
This is not like brand new information. They should realize what's happening. But
oh boy.
Okay.
Now, one thing that I think is weird that the drama is trying to do, I might be misremembering this, but I think that they're trying to maybe illustrate like a class disparity between these two families. This family and then Joe's family. Joe's the guy coming in, right? But it doesn't really come across because they still have really big apartments that look.
yes,
They're like obviously way bigger and nicer than our apartment.
And you're in New York City. You're in you're not gonna have a huge apartment unless you're like.
Tennessee is expensive too.
Yeah, wherever you are, not gonna be a big apartment.
Yeah, the only 10 you see is gonna be $10,000.
Well, I would love to see that. don't even have that anywhere near
Wait
us.
for it, a month for rent.
It's okay. Let me check.
I just want to say, when I was scrolling through looking for funny things for thumbnails, this stood out immediately. And it is funny. Like, they're going for funny. They want this to be their comedy movie.
Yeah.
And I remember getting laughs at the Nutter Center.
I mean, when you're
There's pressure to laugh.
I was gonna say, when you're taught to like react a certain way, you're going to react that way. Like,
I mean, it's like
there are very like evidently like clues throughout.
Yes.
Like,
they're lampshading the laughs pretty hard. They're like,
this is how you should react to this.
This is the funny part. This is the sad part. And you
Mhm.
know that as a witness, you're supposed to be loving this, and you're supposed to think like, "Wow, this is Jehovah feeding us." Jehovah's a freak for feeding you this movie. You spat all over me.
I know, 'cause I wasn't expecting you to say
I didn't
that.
make this shit. Spit on Jehovah. The Nutter Center. I know. Nut me up.
Amazing.
Okay, so this is crazy. I really wanted to make this the thumbnail, but I figured no one would click on it.
That I think that's probably a solid call.
This could be a shot from the killer, honestly.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender just looking through the peephole.
I would enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, I know.
don't necessarily enjoy seeing
Seeing
this.
Joe, Construction Inc.
It's okay. It's Joe.
Joe, why is he coming here?
I didn't tell you. Yeah, he's gonna pick up his books for the study. All right. Joe, thanks for coming over, man. Yeah, come on in. All right. Oh, if you don't mind, can you take off your shoes? You can just put it on the rack over here.
So sorry.
Guys, I might have to take over this.
I'm so
stream.
sorry. I'm so sorry. That just the cultural differences make me emotional.
As if you didn't realize before that these two families or these people are completely different in race and culture. No, he's not.
Thank you. Somebody's on my side, by the way, and worried about me.
Okay.
It really was like that, though. I was exercising some demons.
But as if the differences weren't already obvious as they are, we have to really make it apparent that this is an Asian family who has specific cultures,
Yes.
cultural like traditions.
And the movie is going to say this because they are specifically going to address like the other family's like, oh, but doesn't joining that religion mean you have to give up your culture?
Mhm.
And they're trying to be like, no, you can keep your culture. You can still take your shoes off and make rice. And it's like, we also wear shoes off inside family. It doesn't really have anything. It's more of a personal preference thing. So oh man, some ginger tea does sound amazing. But
We
I'm
don't
dedicated
have
to this stream. Well, we have tea, and I could
Not ginger.
put your hair in there. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I just spiked the mic. Spike the mic.
Serious?
Yeah, this is where we put all our shoes.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious with this shoe shit? He was so mad.
Well, you forget that he's Mad Joe.
Angry Joe.
Yeah.
Like the president. Well, this guy's not sleepy, though. I'm Sleepy Joe right now.
Are you? I can't tell.
I'm not allowed to say the other nickname for Joe that's going around right now.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't want to say that one.
Serious?
Grandpa Joe. It's mean because he's old. It does start with a G.
Aw, Yeah.
It's G something Joe. And it might be Grandpa.
This is where we put all our shoes.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, those are nice boots.
Yeah, thanks.
I want you to meet my family. This is my wife Gloria
What's up?
and our daughters, Tina and Anna.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, why don't we come into my office?
Yeah, like what are we supposed to be taking away from this guy? Like he is now we know he's a strange man. Stinky.
I just saw Stinky.
I don't know if you were you were probably not quoting. I think you should leave it. That's how I read it.
No,
way the
she
old
was
guy says.
saying she was saying stinky, his feet are stinky.
Yeah.
Joe mama.
It's true. Like the work boots, those are a little
Yeah.
tough to take off sometimes. But I hate this. What are they trying to do with Joe here? Because I know, having seen this, that he's supposed to have this character arc of like, oh wow, he's not angry anymore. But I feel like he just seems kind of odd. He's a strange man. Even his car is angry.
I literally have no words to say. I have no commentary about this because
I'm just staring at Kristyna.
because there's nothing to say.
I know. I'm just seeing how long I can drag this out.
All right, come on over.
Okay.
All right, here's a chair. Let's see, we'll get that for you. And you can take a seat. And before you
Come into my small little office where I can barely fit. Here's a chair to sit on.
Yeah, it is weird that, like, is this his place of business?
It's his home office.
But why couldn't they sit in the living room?
I don't know.
I mean, they have a big apartment. We've seen their apartment.
Also, why did they have to meet at his home? Like, if
They did explain it, but I didn't listen.
it obviously wasn't a good enough explanation.
I
in
agree.
My opinion.
I agree. It's not because we're talking over it. It's because it
No.
wasn't a good
Mhm.
enough.
Absolutely.
so can you grab the door?
Because the chair doesn't work.
I mean, I was in the lab.
Now close the door to the small room.
And what's
Now
on my computer here? Oh.
And now sit on my lap because now the chair doesn't fit and there's two people in here. So
It's getting hot. Good thing I have this little fan.
oh, you could just take off your clothes because it's getting hot in here.
This is very odd because it does seem like he's an accountant and has had numerous interactions where he has somebody sit, like if this is a middle school dance, they tell you to back up a little bit, leave some room for God.
Well, God does not have any place in that office.
No, nothing godly happens in here.
Well, they can't move any further, so God doesn't fit there.
Yeah, well, I think we know what he's using that computer for. Looking at pictures of vacation homes.
Yeah. Duh. And there might be sexy ladies.
Comma MILFs.
Isn't it?
How do you get anything done in here, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's really convenient. I mean, everything's at arm's reach. It works. It's good.
Okay, so what? We gonna study or what?
We can if you like, but today I was just planning on.
They're bugging out of his head.
Oh!
He's like, we can if you want.
That's I remember this guy. He has Stephen Lett expressions.
Yes, he has a lazy eye. And then
You were
like
pointing right at it too. It's very funny. On my end.
I know.
I wish that we could see a mirror of that. I wasn't picking up on the fact, because we weren't paying attention, that this is for a Bible study and not because of taxes.
Oh, I knew that.
I didn't. I thought he
Oh.
was bringing him in to go over
No,
taxes or
that's
something.
That's why I'm like, if it's for a Bible study, you could go anywhere. Why are you doing it in this small dinky closet that you call your office that barely fits you, let alone another person?
Yeah.
And then close the door behind it. And we're going to talk about God now.
This is because I'm a little stoned, but I possessed by Let. No, it's true. This is also kind of odd because doesn't he just like give him books and stuff? I guess we could find out by watching.
The famous books and stuff.
Oh, I'm really glad that My Little Pima is here to talk about this. I've talked about talking about this with My Little Pima on stream because we're both similarly obsessed with the husband in this. Stephen Light over here. He says, the husband here is my favorite character. He's the most realistic JW. He's super lazy. Come to my house to get the book. I guess we can study. And super whiny to his family.
Yes! I agree.
What I almost said your real name, which I don't know if you would want that. But what My Little Pima pointed out to me, I think is really true. That I know I've had to pay attention to leaving the group is that this is a real prototype for how they think men should act.
Mm-hmm.
And what he does is he just he wears down his wife by constantly guilt tripping her by being like, oh, but Jehovah, but that's going to disappoint but my assignments and the ministry. And like, it's a really annoying form of coercion.
Yes.
That I think you fall into as a witness without even realizing that you're doing it.
Yes. That's why my brain is broken, because the amount of coercion and guilt that I received from you specifically. No, I'm kidding. Just from people in general. Like,
it's a JW trait for sure.
You are I never made it like consciously or unconsciously, I never made it a point to like make somebody feel guilty. When I would ask somebody how they were doing, like had they not been at the meeting in X number of days, weeks, years, I wouldn't go up to them and be like, it's so good to see you. You're missed. Like that very like,
yeah.
But where have you been?
Yeah, you weren't that kind of person.
Right. I'm like,
not like other girls.
No.
In the org. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you unironically weren't. You were not that kind of person. But
so this whole male
let's just say we both have family who are.
Yes.
Still very much. But what I think is important for like men leaving the organization to take away from this is that I definitely thought of myself as like a good husband, as a witness. A good husband. Now you talk like a good husband. And I thought like, well, you know, I wasn't that kind of domineering husband. And, you know, we both kind of would joke about the headship arrangement thing because I think we both didn't really buy into it. But what I started to realize when I was PMO and, you know, obviously conflicting with the doctrines is I would catch myself doing stuff like this or expecting you to capitulate just because I was the family head. Like, even though I never felt like exercising that right as the family head was like a part of my experience as a JW, like it was. And I kind of had to think about it and process it, you know? And like this guy, the way he's constantly manipulating his wife is something that I didn't pick up on at all as a witness.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that annoyed me is I was like, he's kind of a drip. He's kind of whiny.
I mean, he's definitely whiny.
Yeah.
And I also see it's guys like this that the organization feels like they constantly need to put out publications about how to conduct a Bible study and talk to people.
Never. We're never unpausing. This is the only screen.
Sorry, I know. He is very unsettling in this still.
We are looking into the eyes of the abyss, and it is not blinking.
I'm giving you the book I was talking to you about. And also, I wanted to give you your own copy of the Bible so you could look up the scriptures. So this is for you. Coming from my background as an accountant, it's organized so nicely. It explains everything in such logical order.
Here's what I want to say.
Good witnessing.
Not coming from the background as a contractor and the way that it's structured, you'd really appreciate it.
Oh,
he's like,
good catch.
He's like, my experience as an accountant, let me tell you.
That's what he's doing to be like, hey, I'm smart. I'm not just some dumb idiot.
Yes, I know.
I'm a smart guy, and this is convincing to me, so you should be convinced by it too. It's him bringing Joe to the apartment. I love that we don't know the other guy's name, but we know Joe.
Yeah, what is his name?
This other guy should have a car with his name on it. We'd know what his name was. Or if we watch more than 2 seconds at a time, we're only 5 minutes in.
I know.
But we promised we would only cover one part. So we know we have time to play with. This is all part of the dance we do on stream. This is a balancing act. It's like a David Fincher film, really.
This is my
it's
dance.
Like The Killer.
This is the dancing we do on stream.
Wow. Yeah. And you have to pay money to get it to stop. No. But here's what I was going to ask is, before I pause it for one more second, is he bringing him to the house so that this guy can see, like, wow, look how amazing my life is. I have this beautiful wife and family and this nice apartment, and you too can have that. Like, is that part of the sell?
It might be, or I mean, it wouldn't be far-fetched because he went right into how, as an accountant,
yeah, he's
the book's really well set up. Like,
coming from a genius like me, pretty smart.
As an accountant, and how I like to be organized with my numbers, even though this is words, they're still organized.
As an accountant, the way that they get to 607 makes sense. I've added it up a million times. It adds up. It just does.
And it also helps us to see how the Bible applies to everyday topics.
Like what?
Being a diligent worker. You're going to see the Bible. It says that working with your hands, that's good work too. Just as long as you're honest.
I'm telling you, man, nobody's honest today, man. Not even my suppliers. If I had it my way, I'd take those guys and I'd give them what they deserve.
Okay.
This is absurd. This is
Okay.
absurd.
First of all,
We're gonna make it to minute 6
I know.
in 1 hour from now.
I don't understand. Was the like bang against the door, was it because he was mad, or was it because there's no room for 2 people in that room?
I agree. I think if they're asking for notes on the script, I think, or the cut at least, I'm like, I think this undercuts your anger thing, because my take is that there's no room for him to move. So I'm on his side here.
So even though he kind of like flung his arms a little bit, like
Yeah.
in a normal like space that would fit 2 people, he
Yeah.
wouldn't have hit anything unless that was his intention. But here, I feel like
Yeah. He should have had a full
it's a reach.
Yes.
It's an elbow reach.
It's an elbow reach. He should have done a full Charles Foster Kane, like tearing down the inside of the thing.
Or-
We're like, I'm so angry that people aren't honest.
I was gonna say, or Andy from The Office.
Yes.
When he punches the wall.
That this is very odd, and this is also, they're trying to emphasize, by the way, that worldly people are dishonest. They're violent and angry and
Yes.
dishonest, but this guy, he has a good heart. He's rightly disposed for everlasting life because he's frustrated with the dishonesty of worldly people.
But also, that accountant could also be dishonest.
Yeah, what does this guy know?
I mean, he's.
Do you trust this guy? I don't know.
Not with the way he's looking at that guy right now.
I've looked into his face for 5 straight minutes, and I can tell you, no light behind the eyes.
All right. Joe, look, I understand it's not easy making a living.
No, it's not.
But you know, many people deal with upsetting situations by applying scriptural principles. The Bible shows us how we could find true peace and also to get our emotions under control.
I can't help it, man. I was born angry.
Joe, you're going to learn that the Bible tells us that we have to make our minds over.
Now, you do your thing first. You give your take. I'll give my Jake's take.
What is mine? My Chris.
A
take?
Chris hit.
Chris hit.
Chris hits. Chris hits.
No, we'll work on it.
We're workshopping it. Send off in chat.
I don't think that anybody has ever exclaimed, "I was born," whatever
Blank.
it is.
Yeah. I exclaim I was born sexy all the time.
I mean, I know Lady Gaga sings I was born this way.
That's right.
But she's singing that.
She doesn't specify what this way is.
This is the way.
Yeah. Talk about a mashup I want to hear.
No, but
Let's get Chris Brown.
it just literally, it's just so, it makes me mad because coming from,
You're getting angry.
well, because coming from my social work background now, it's just very upsetting to see 2 ethnicities and races not properly represented.
Yeah, that's true. You're literally in like a cultural studies class right
Mhm.
now this semester.
Yeah.
And you're failing, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I have a B in the class.
You're watching this like, this is perfect. I nail it.
I watched this video for my class and I wondered why I got an F.
This would be interesting
Honestly, you're not
to,
wrong.
to show the class. They have show and tell in college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's called presentations, like projects
that's true. Is it like community where you have to make a diorama?
of a diorama.
Yes.
Making a diorama.
Oh, my take is, okay, so this guy says I was born angry, and unnamed dad of the other family says, well, you have to make your mind over. It doesn't matter how you were born. A big part of this thing is going to be when the family is confronted on their homophobia, and they are met with the argument that some people just seem to be wired that way. Some people are born that way. And witnesses do the thing where they say like, well, the Bible also forbids us from being violent or from over drinking. I just treat, gay people like I would any violent criminal.
Right.
So I think that they're doing that. I'm seeing through the fucking matrix on this thing. You're not slipping one by me.
Okay, so you took the red pill or the blue pill?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I take so many pills in the morning. Strambo loves to knock over our pill bottles.
Yes, he does.
That asshole, he won't show his face around these parts anymore. He's too scared.
He was in here, but now I don't.
Do you know why? It's because this is when he naps now. Like, he naps in the hammock. Anyway, we made it to minute 6, baby. Let's go.
To put on the new personality.
New personality. I can't be
I
somebody
just have
I'm
to
not, man.
say thank you guys
For indulging
putting up
us.
with us.
You know, when I come over to your place for the study, okay?
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
All right.
That's just rude.
So see you at your
There's
place.
a difference.
Well, worldly people are rude, and you're going to have to be patient with their worldly personality.
I just feel like this is so over exaggerated. Like, the guy's like, I was born angry. Boom. And then he's like, okay, well, I guess so. And then he like pulls his chair and he's like throwing the chair away.
I wasn't expecting you to get up and act it. I was starting to duck because I'm like, oh, shit.
I just find it like so over the top.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And yeah, no, let's let this play out.
Joe, okay?
All right.
Do you want to have something to eat before you go?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
All right, thanks again.
Say what you're gonna say.
No. No, I'm not going to say
All
it.
right.
Oh, shit. Kristyna and I are now doing like a who's on first with mute. She's like muting the mic and I'm muting the video. We're doing like a accidental vaudevillian routine. The way I don't know. This whole thing is so funny. My reaction watching this is like, why is this guy studying? It seems like he hates all of this. He's like,
That's what I don't
this
understand.
guy drags him all the way to his fucking house for 2 seconds, makes him sit in a shitty office, cribs him in a room. Like he's gonna, beat him
Murder
up.
him.
Yeah, like, okay, now I've got you, idiot. This is what I do to all my friends who I do accounting work for. And then he's like, yeah, whatever, okay. Like, why is he hanging on to this? It's really weird because isn't when he get home that he like it? He like book?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think
Before we get to minute 7, I just have to pause real quick and remark on something that I always like about JW movies is, they think that the cross is satanic, essentially. Like it's a corruption of Jesus because that's not how he really died. He died on a big stick. Duh, not 2 sticks. That's important to him. 1 stick, not 2.
It went up and down.
Yeah.
Not side to side as well.
My favorite bit to do, by the way, and this got a laugh even with witnesses, is that because Catholics do this thing and I would just do this. And that always got a laugh. Didn't today, because you've been married to me for 6 years or whatever, but
Jeez, throw that number away.
They had to get a cross for this. A cross from where? No, they had to get a pagan symbol for their drama. So
I also wonder that the brother who has the goatee, how excited was he to grow that? And
well, let's really hone in on that. I wish they had higher quality than 720p video, because now I'm like, did they just draw it on? If we zoomed in 4K, would it be oh, they used a crayon?
I feel like maybe for the mustache, but his soul patch right there looks pretty real.
It does kind of seem real. Because usually the fake ones are thicker than that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Boys, your dad's home. Start getting ready for dinner.
Why are we watching the mom scoop ground beef into a bowl for
I know.
10 minutes?
It's like The Room or Birdemic, where a big part of it is just watching people drive to places and go pick up their laundry.
Yes.
We had to watch her scoop a whole bowl of rice.
Books from my accountant, Brian.
Are they financial books?
Are they
Because
financial
that looks
books?
like a Bible.
That looks like a Bible. Okay, so yes, they're getting roped in to the group, and his wife's like, "Hey, what the fuck?" But she's
Yeah.
not. She's just like moderately interested.
She's like, hey, what the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck?
So there's interest, but also like an exclamation there.
Yeah, like, can I join too? Like, this sounds really awesome.
Like, what is this? What the fuck?
The other thing that I think this sets up for Jehovah's Witnesses, like for members who were born in, is you don't really have any concept of what it's like to be a worldly person and to actually be confronted with this message and to join. It happens. And I got emotional again. I didn't burp. I got emotional because it's an emotional time for me.
Are you on your period?
Yeah, my menstrual cycle. Well, like, they're able to present this to you, and I'm watching like, oh, okay, that must be how it goes. You know, you are convinced of the teachings. You're a little apprehensive at first, but the more you study, the more it makes sense. And like, I guess that's how it works. But the reality is, you get so much rejection because most people's reaction is, this fucking crazy person just came to my door and tried to give me what ostensibly looks like a fitness magazine. We open it up and there's scriptures involved. Like, you know, Awake is like this fake lifestyle magazine.
Or the article that's featured on the org's website is about ants.
Yeah.
Why they don't get in traffic jams.
We were freaking out yesterday. I wonder if it's still on the front page, but there was like on the front page of JW.org was like why ants don't get stuck in traffic jams. But we had just watched this like community episode where Jeff talks about how ants communicate by vomiting chemicals into each other's mouth. And so it felt like divine direction that we saw that article.
That's really what we should have been talking about.
And then we watched
the entire time.
And then we watched the Rick and Morty episode with Unity where they vomit chemicals. Anyway, that was important for minute 7.
The hive mind.
We're gonna get to minute 10. I think it's really important that we get to minute 10.
Okay. No
Yeah. Brian's a pretty religious guy. You know, he's got a nice family too. Anyway, so what are we having for dinner?
What? When did you meet his family?
Oh, I just saw him around. Yeah, he said it might be good to come over, bring his wife maybe to meet you. And they've got 2 daughters about Ricky and Arthur's age. Put the phone away. Come on, let's go. Turn that game off. Let's eat.
I made your favorite dinner.
Oh.
Sun's up on a date.
That's so fucking weird. But like, they don't know that they're like inviting the family over to convert them to the religion. Like from their point of view, they're like, oh yeah, this is Mike Canton. He's got this nice family, invited us over. They've got 2 daughters your age. That sounds cool. Like,
I think that
fake friendship.
Yes. Well, everything is fake friendship in the organization, no matter who it's towards, right? So if you wheel and deal people enough, you bring them into the cult and great. The end.
I was eating my string cheese, respectfully on mic, chewing loudly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Greatest stream of all time. Okay, so, wait, first of all, this is great. Roy knew someone who couldn't play racing games because they thought he would race in real life. It's amazing. Now, people are commenting, we're about to miss the iconic line, oh, taco is my favorite. So yes, this movie, you know, I'm not saying it's racist, but they do just have this Hispanic guy talk about how much he loves tacos. And like everybody is just so like essentialized to American stereotypes. So anyway, I don't know if much needs to be said on that, but
even though they're a Mexican family, they live in a very white American home.
Oh yeah.
Like there's really not a whole lot other than the cross that would acknowledge what their country of origin is.
Yeah, it's really because they talk about like how important their culture is, but they don't really have a lot of that in their house. That's a good point.
Put the phone away. Come on, let's go. Turn that game off. Let's eat.
I made your favorite dinner.
Oh, tacos. Okay, let's say a prayer. Lord Jesus.
Ruby, you have to convince Gloria. She's your daughter.
Now, what does it mean that they're praying to Jesus, but their prayers were answered by Jehovah's Witnesses finding them, who are going to teach them not to pray to Jesus?
You're asking a paradoxical question.
I'm starting to think that JW theology doesn't make
hold
sense.
up.
It does not.
It doesn't hold up to critical thinking.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. The idea that like people will be like, "Oh, I was just praying for someone to come," and then like one of the first things you're taught is like, "You've been praying wrong your entire life."
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, but
yeah.
then why did it work?
Because God knows.
He made an exception. I mean, he can obviously hear everything because he's
You're
God.
rightly disposed, so he's making an exception for you.
The idea, well, it's exactly it. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's the right heart condition.
Yes.
Like it doesn't even, but it's like also you have to have the right heart condition, and you have to use like the secret code, which is in Jesus' name we pray. But you have to say Jehovah.
Yes.
I hate this shit. Okay. Now here's a true thing. I know the older Asian couple in this. My grandfather studied with them and brought them into the religion in our territory when they were going to Ohio State University, and he dropped out of school to become a Jehovah's Witness, and that's just a cool part of my real life. Makes me incredibly sad to think about.
That is really sad. I forgot that you, like your family is like associated or attached to this couple in some way.
Yeah.
And that's.
And yeah, they're laying it on a little thick in the drama. They're not quite like they're a funny couple.
Yes.
They're not quite this absurd.
No.
I
think even your mom said that. Like your mom was like, they're a really funny couple, but it was a little too much cheese.
That we will not be doing impressions of.
Never. It may be mistaken for me being racist.
Yeah, mistaken. You got to keep that, be in your class. I'm totally kidding.
I do.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Bobo.
I gotcha. You come here.
Oh my God. The dedication to this was real.
I almost had to rip him in half to get him up here, but it's Bo. He still exists, but this is his nap time usually during stream time.
Nap time during stream time?
Nap time, but stream time. He doesn't like being held.
Yeah, I know.
He likes to cuddle, but he's not a holdy guy.
She is making me look bad. She is my niece, so the way she lives reflects on me too. She just needs to come work for my company. Then she'll be successful. You should talk to her about that, all right?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Such a weird line reading. And like, okay, yeah. So they are getting into this weird thing of like, what is it, Brian? That's the husband.
Yes, I think that's
But we
right.
don't know the wife. I don't remember her name. I'm gonna say it's Lot.
I was gonna say
Wife of Lot. So wife of Lot. But I mean the husband's name should be Lot. Can we say that at the very least?
God.
For the title to make sense. So wife of Lot.
Yeah, it's not the wife of Brian.
The wife of Brian. They couldn't call it that because of the Monty Python movie. So the wife of Brian is dishonoring her family by not joining the family business because she's a Jehovah's Witness.
Did she not watch Mulan?
Right.
Dishonor.
Well, that's the only reference that the writers at Bethel had. So that's what they think this is all about. And it's very odd, but it also like plays into the JW stereotype that you're told when you're a member that your non-believing family will constantly be trying to pressure you to leave, which of course they will, because if your family loves you and knows you're in a cult, they're going to try and get you out of it.
Yes.
But that's not how they're going to portray it.
No, never.
They're going
to use wealth and education and job opportunities. Like that's where the pressure is going to come from to get you out.
Greed.
Not because they genuinely are concerned about your well-being.
Yeah. I'm going to mute this section because I don't think that any of us are going to be benefited from hearing this.
Yeah, I mean.
But she's also in a nail salon. Can we say that? Like they're doing that. They're doing that too.
Well, this is what I'm saying. All of these racial stereotypes.
The greatest hits of stereotypes.
Literally.
It's absolutely bananas. Okay, we'll listen to a little bit.
Mom, please listen to me.
Okay, you're done. I can try.
Okay.
Hasn't Brian lost some of his clients lately? Now you have to take care of yourself. You know your uncle can help you find a good job in his real estate company.
Mom, Jehovah will take care of us as long as we trust in him.
You waste time on God doing that pioneering thing. The time that you could use to
waste time on God. I don't know. Like, it's interesting coming from watching this Twin Flames documentary. And I think one of the highlights of any cult documentary, oh, hell yeah. Now we're really thriving. One of the best cults of any cult documentary is like hearing from the parents of like kids who have left and joined these groups. Oh my God. She was in the cat box because she fucking sucks. And I don't remember what I was saying. So
You were saying
Peach.
hi, everybody.
I was saying that Peach is the cutest dog in the world. Yeah, she's having a good time. Anyway, oh yeah, okay. So the parents, like, the very real experience of like parents who lose their children to high control groups is that it's so heartbreaking, and you're trying to do everything you can to get them out, like through compassionate means. And Jehovah's Witnesses would never want to acknowledge that, except when they did that one time with Jade's mom. When magically Jade's mom, like, you know, basically starts studying because she's like, oh, it's not a cult. In fact, I want to join. Usually it's like this, where they paint outsiders as like kind of evil. Like they're really trying to, they don't know it, but they are Satan's puppets. Like Stephen Lett says in that talk.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
So dumb.
Satan mommy puppet.
Make money. How would you have enough when you're old?
Mom, please listen to me.
What? An old lady?
Now, they're also like, you're never going to be old in this system, obviously. So
True.
her asking this question of what she's going to do when she's old, silliness. You're a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, and as a sister, should she really be wearing that much makeup?
Oh, she is wearing a lot of makeup for a witness. That's true.
Just saying.
Good point. I'm stumbled by her dress and grooming.
Me too.
Most important investment. You have to get them into good jobs, like your brother's kids.
We don't expect our girls to provide us with money or support or anything. No.
You just don't know what it's like to be poor. I know. I remember when I was young, all I had to eat was turnips that I dug out of the cold ground. And I had to wear my sister's shoes with holes in them. Look at my shoes.
Get out of here, you.
I had to walk to school both ways in the snow. Yeah, they have this beautiful motif of the holes in the shoes.
Yeah.
And not eating turnips.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh,
This is a Bible-based magazine, and Bible principles can help us to cope with any stress or anxiety we may face in the future.
My husband just lost his job, so this might help.
Oh.
No car witnessing experience has ever had that much success, ever.
You never have conversations this long, unless you're talking to an apostate.
And it's literally, going to be 2 seconds, and she's going to say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. We'll go to our website, and that's
Literally.
This is the future of the preaching work, everyone. But this is, like, you can see in the background, they are doing the key to family life thing. Like, this is one of their big sells. And of course, they should be feeling a sense of shame because they are not living the truth that they're proclaiming. They're not, they're not living the perfect family life. They're not living their truth, if I may be so bold.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, please be sure to read it and also check out our website.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
So sorry. Go to our website. Bye. Fuck you. That's such a good point. Like, isn't this so antithetical to like what this fucking publication is? They just release like, be empathetic, really make friends, but also car witnessing, like only talk to them for 2 seconds and make sure they go to the website.
It's a lot of mixed messaging that you get, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, really weird. Oh, but maybe he's going to critique her because that's a nice part of being a witness couple is you can critique each other's service presentations.
Doesn't he critique her?
Does he really? Let's see. Because
I
I don't remember this enough to know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Are you okay?
Well, Brian, I'm worried. What happened to her can happen to us too. I mean, we need a stable income, and I can get a job at my uncle's real estate firm. Maybe this is an answer to our prayers. I might have to quit pioneering until I step away.
They have been praying the correct way. Prayers, the rules of prayers are very confusing, but the general rule with Jehovah's Witnesses is it has to be in harmony with Jehovah's will. So do you have free will?
Not
sort
really.
of, but not really, because, and he didn't want us to be robots, but the only way he's going to help you is if you do what he wants.
The way that he programmed you like a robot.
Yeah. But they're also like inserting this bit of self-doubt where like, you may think that something's the answer to your prayers, but if it's taking you away from the group, it's actually not.
Right.
And you're just tricking yourself, which is crazy. Like you already are always questioning yourself as a witness, and you always are questioning this too. Like, is this an answer to my prayers? Isn't it? And you can't really know. And I think they do that because usually anytime something goes wrong in your life, it goes back to, well, what are you not doing enough for Jehovah?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Fuck this cult fun movie so far.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Settle into work and stuff, but just for a while until we're financially more stable.
Gloria, we have enough. Besides, Jehovah will take care of us. He always has. We just have to trust in him.
What about our girls? They need a stable income to be pioneers. They need a stable income to be pioneers.
Yeah. Yeah. Or apostates. Yeah. Or My Little Pimo is just trying to get him. This is so ridiculous. Like, and for as much as they like to say, how could we be a cult? We're not after money. Like, well, they still want all your money to be going into the group. And I think I'm going to do, just because we've had a lot going on, I'm going to release a shorter video because they have released so much fucking stuff lately on money and donating that it's crazy. And I think it needs to all be compiled and laid out.
I don't understand why there's such a, like, they're pounding the ground with this when they have millions of dollars that are running through them.
I think that here, I'll let this play out a little bit. But I think it's because they clearly are not gaining members through the field ministry, which I think it's safe to say is the main reason why they're not reporting it. If the numbers looked good, they'd be like, hell yeah, keep reporting hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're doing it because it makes them look bad. And so they need to maintain the members that they have, and they need to be like, give us all your money, because we're not getting any new people to give us money. So we need more than you were giving us before to compensate.
It's literally like your uncle, like washed up uncle, who's like, come on, you love me, right?
Right. Right.
Knocking on your door. I need money. Come
Yeah.
on. I know you have some.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I guess we could listen to them or
Am
whatever.
I supposed to be there?
Right after we're done here and we take the cart back to the Kingdom Home.
Okay. I want to step by home and freshen up too.
Okay.
So, you guys meet a lot of different people when you do this work?
Yes, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we like to meet people from different backgrounds and cultures.
I like that they've already convinced them this is just work they're doing. This work. That's obviously how they would characterize it.
We don't get paid, but it is work.
Right. Oh yeah, free labor. Okay, so we want to let this play out because this is a very interesting scene.
Yes, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we like to meet people from different backgrounds and cultures.
Yeah, we like to meet people from other countries, don't we, Mary?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, darling.
I thought what you said was good.
Oh yeah, no, like they're like, as Jehovah's Witnesses, we like to meet people from different cultures and backgrounds. Like, oh, okay, so as Jehovah's Witnesses, you like to do that, but not just as people, not just as human beings. You don't like that. Obviously, we would be racist as hell if we weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. We would avoid other cultures.
Why do you think I'm taking my American race and ethnic relations?
Right?
class?
Yeah.
But we already have our own religion and traditions. They're part of who we are. Didn't becoming a witness mean you had to give that all up?
Not at all. We'll still enjoy our traditional food, music, and clothes, and so many other things.
Yeah, so
No, we're not going to let this play out. We're not, because I have too much to say, and I'm in control. I'm the man.
Okay.
No, I
But
just am
I'm
like.
the masculine twin flame.
It's true. And we're lucky to be here. Okay. fucking hate this so much. But I got to be reminded of what I was upset about. Oh yeah, okay. So immediately, anybody who is a Jehovah's Witnesses know that your culture is stripped away.
Yes.
Like your culture is reduced to the culture of the group, because if they deem that something that is part of your culture is pagan, they will take that away. Now, you pointed out earlier, I think when we were paused, that the root of like the cultural tradition of taking your shoes off also has spiritistic origins by Jehovah's Witness standards, but obviously it's abstracted enough now that they don't care, just like anniversary celebrations. But a birthday, that is about you as an individual, so that conflicts with their interests as a cult, so that you're not allowed to do that. So what they describe as their culture, I submit, is a
Didn't
costume.
becoming a witness mean you had
Still enjoy our traditional food, music, and clothes. There's so many other things.
We won't list any of them because there aren't any.
Food, music, clothes.
It's a costume. Like they what the leadership likes is the aesthetic of having a cover of a publication with a bunch of people in different costumes that makes them look diverse. But the culture is they flattened into this very American centric thing.
Well, and the thing of it is when you see people of other cultures, they're like in America, they're typically not wearing their native clothes. They're assimilated in a way.
Yeah.
Where they're wearing more Western American clothing, but a lot of people don't give up the food and the other traditions, music and things like that, because those are part of who they are.
Yeah,
is what she said.
Yeah, it's absolutely insulting. And hello, and thank you for the $10 super chat. We appreciate it. Now this is incredible. The most important realization so far: Joseph and Mary are now set up canonically to give birth to Christ, the second coming. Hey,
True.
Maybe Joseph will actually get to come this time. You know what I mean? I don't know. And we know she's not a virgin, quite frankly.
Well,
so maybe one of their, boys who we already have established is Jesus.
Or Jesus.
Is Jesus Cristo. And so we will see. I love that she says so many other things and doesn't list anything else. They can't, because all of the rest of them would be, celebrations and rituals and gatherings and parties and things like that they would not be able to do because it's outside of the group.
Right.
It's fucking liar, racist bullshit. And I've lied and been racist before, so I feel like I can speak with.
I don't know how to respond to that. I'm gonna back
I lobbed that
away.
Hey, here's an improv prompt for you.
Not that one.
Yeah, so we enjoy the best parts of all cultures. We just avoid the parts that God disapproves of.
Like what?
Well, for example, my mother still prepares food to offer to our dead
I just
ancestors.
wanted to say, this is such a JW tag that we don't love all of the things that people do, but we love people. Like he said, well, we love people, but we don't necessarily love all the things that they do.
Yeah, that's a huge part of this.
Which, to me, even though I've said that before, as a PME witness, now that I think about it, like, how insulting is that?
Yeah.
You don't love me for who I am then, if you're saying, well, we love you. We just don't necessarily love all the things that you do, especially insulting would that be if it's in connection to your heritage and your culture. You can't separate the two, nor should you have to.
This is such a good comment. If the organization said those clothes were pagan, they'd stop wearing them too. Like, that is what it is. And this is what, if you explain this to Jehovah's Witnesses, they'll tell you, no, I'm lying. I always examine the scriptures. But you know what happened in actuality is 1 month, if you didn't turn in your service time, you were a bad Christian. And the next month, service time did not exist anymore.
Right.
And that is what it is. Like, these elders live, like, everything they do is on the whims of whatever the latest letter they receive is.
Yes.
And it's like that with everybody else. So when they say, well, we enjoy the best parts of all cultures, well, that just means you've homogenized it into one uniculture.
Yeah.
And that's what they have, is they have this cult. Sure.
It's a cult. Sure.
Sure it is. I want to see the storage room in probably currently in Patterson, but which will be in Ramapo with all the trees. Of all of their, like, they have a Pope outfit, they've got crosses, like I'm sure they have all sorts of.
I mean, when you're
As
trying
props.
when you're trying to portray people of other demographics that don't fit yours, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. I love it.
Sisters on special days.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't think I would ever do that.
What is it? The Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
I would never engage in a celebration that involves the ancestors and making food. Like, oh, okay, so you already have a religion that defines your whole life, but you already don't do some celebrations.
right.
I don't understand this. This is fucking stupid.
Well, it's like with the first century Christians. There were certain common attitudes and Jewish customs that they had to leave behind.
So what did your family say when you changed your religion?
My mother was very upset. She's not so angry anymore, although she doesn't understand.
Oh, Gloria, Brian, these are our boys, Arthur and Ricky.
Oh, hi.
This is Arthur.
Arthur?
And Ricky.
And Ricky. Arthur and Ricky. I don't know. Just a very weird name.
Ricky Ricardo?
Well, yes. And Ricky Ricardo and his giant robot. Remember that kid's book series as a kid?
No.
From the author of Ricky Ricardo. Yeah, there was Dave Pilkey did Captain Underpants did a series about a mouse, a giant mech robot. Yeah, just had a little brain blast about that.
Good to know. I will store that away.
I just wanted that to be on the record.
Amazing boys.
Yeah, my boys, how y'all doing?
Good. Yeah.
Good to meet you both. So, how old are you?
I'm 16.
No, you're not.
Almost 16.
I'm 18.
Oh, which high school do you attend?
The one right down the street.
Oh, that's our girls' school too.
What a coincidence!
They couldn't fucking like make a name of a school for the movie.
No.
Oh, we go to the one. It's always the
Down the
ones.
road.
The ones with these witnesses.
Do you know Anna and Tina?
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen them around. They're both so really brainy.
Okay.
Let's see. Your girls are very lovely.
What are we supposed to be making of this here? I mean, yeah, they're
pretty.
but these kids are already spanking it to their daughters.
I guess.
They're already in the spank bank.
They are.
They're making regular deposits.
They're racking up those spank banks.
They're racking up overdraft charges on the spank bank.
I'm sure they're very good girls.
Oh, thank you. You know, actually, they both want to be full-time Bible teachers.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, you know, we wanted to invite you, all of you, to the hall this Sunday. We have a special speaker.
He's very.
It's fucking predatory. They're not being upfront about their goals. They want to be. My daughter, let me tell you what she wants to be when she grows up, because she better want to be, because if she doesn't, she's going to get disfellowshipped and I'm going to shun her, by the way.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So
But
what
then-
they want to be is this.
Well, and to be a full-time Bible teacher,
Mhm.
what are you doing to support yourself?
Don't worry about that. Jehovah will take care of it.
But-
Except for the people who he doesn't take care of it and they fucking die on the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
That got dark.
This is really pissing me off, I gotta say. Like, I'm in a good mood, but I'm just like, fuck this. This group ruins lives.
The subliminal messaging is getting to you.
I think watching the Twin Flames thing really just got me fucking fired up. Like, man.
Did it create a flame?
There was, first, I have to say, there was only one flame inside me.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I had twin flames burning with fiery passion to speak out about why this video is cringe as hell.
It is cringe as hell.
Yeah.
Special, yes. He's dear to us, and we've known him for years.
Nice.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe just to check it out.
That's interesting, yeah.
She is wearing more eye makeup than the supposed worldly wife is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like Asian culture, like
I think they're trying to say that they're more like high income because she's wearing like these more. I mean, I don't know. You can get that outfit at TJ Maxx for sure, but they're trying to imply that it's like more high end.
So she lives a more comfortable life. So
yeah.
that's why she wears a bunch of makeup.
And that's also, I think, a big disconnect that the leadership has with people is when the people who are now in the teaching committee were rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses who had to live a normal JW life in the world. It was probably like during the late 90s and early 2000s,
right,
when the economy was not like this,
right,
and you could own a house on one man's income,
correct,
and the wife could pioneer. And so they hear stories about the economy being bad, but they don't experience this.
The effects of it, yeah.
The actual nature of like the middle class basically ceasing to exist, and like people are just like, it's just harder to make it by now than it was when the people in leadership positions were coming up. So what they're like, all these people who are complaining that they have to work more to support themselves, they're just not putting Jehovah first. They don't need to work more. They just need to rely on Jehovah.
No, but the thing of it is that relying on Jehovah doesn't pay for my electric bill.
And it never fucking did, by the way.
No.
I feel like that was a big wake-up call to us when we, when you were awake and I was, and we were kind of reflecting on everything together. It's like, we never had the fucking thing where the congregation magically, Jehovah supported us. And we always, like what this Joe's going to say later, like, we always have enough, even a little extra. I'm like, that was never like that for us.
We have always been broke AF.
Yeah, always. And it's like, and I think that can be hard sometimes too, as an ex-JW, is you can think like, oh shit, this is what they said was going to happen. But for me, like, it was worth 10 seconds more and we're halfway. To me, it's always worth like stopping and being like, well, okay, what was actually your experience?
Right.
As a witness. And to me, like, yes, sometimes you do have those great communal moments that are really special, but the reality is, like, there was never any evidence that like God was intervening in your life. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
God doesn't exist. That's canon.
Kristyna has to go work on homework.
Oh shit, you do. Yeah. I'm sorry. Well, we usually do keep it around 90 minutes, and we're only halfway through, but are you cool if I keep going?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know if anybody even wants to watch without you.
Oh, they watch without me all the time.
I guess that's true. Oh, love you, babe. This was so fun.
Bye, guys.
It is like, we're adults. You're adulting out there. You're having to do homework for class. You're doing what the bad example is, by the way.
No, the bad example is the realistic example.
Yeah, it's true. She wishes. Wife of Lot is seething over here.
You know what? That's her choice.
That's her choice. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so this we're having a lot of fun here. I don't know why I just said that. I'm wasting time trying to find my headphone because I'm realizing like, oh, I could maybe talk over it, but I don't know. I feel like my audio is always bad when I'm talking over the video, so it's easier to pause it. Sound off. What do you prefer?
But we'll have to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Gloria, why did you give me that look when I said that girls wanted to be in full-time service?
Well, I was reminded recently that the safest road is to get a good job with a good company.
Oh. Has your mom been talking to you about this again?
She's my mom. I have to listen to her. I owe it to her. My father died when my brother and I were young. And then after that, my mom had to raise us on...
And so, like, I didn't even remember this, that the wife brings up this objection that, like, hey, I didn't like that you said that our daughter's goal was to be full-time Bible students. But the husband, from the JW perspective, is right, So, like, as you're watching this, and boy, are we are watching it hard. We've been going for an hour 30, and we're, 15 minutes into this. They want you to think that everything the wife of Lot is doing in this thing is wrong. Yeah, listen to your parents as long as they agree with the leaders. Yeah, that's the only time you're allowed to disobey your parents as a kid. Very frustrating. I tried to plug in my headphones and it just like straight up didn't work. So that was cool.
They did nothing. You know it very well.
Yes, I know. She was very brave. Okay, but she didn't know Jehovah. We do. Shouldn't we be encouraging our girls?
The way he just fucking dismisses her mom's suffering because she didn't know Jehovah. And so that's why she struggled. Like, what does that say about Jehovah? Why are there fucking babies starving and dying to death? And why are innocent people being bombed and dying and, caught up in geopolitical conflicts that they have nothing to do with? Is it Satan? Well, you can say that because that's what Jehovah's Witnesses would say. But then there's also these like middle-class suburban families living in the United States who are able to live in a nice apartment, and Jehovah is willing to help them have enough to pioneer full-time. God's willing to do that. He's just not willing to, stop people from dying. He's not willing to stop abuse within the organization. He's not willing to stop children from being denied medical care that could save their lives. He's not interested in that. But he is interested in, making sure these like middle class fucks have enough money. This stuff is gross.
To serve him full time?
Why can't they do both? Everyone has to work, right?
Okay, but what comes first, work or Jehovah?
But you see, there are so many witnesses that have prestigious, high-paying jobs.
Yeah, but should we be pushing Anna and Tina to succeed in this system?
No, I'm not. I just want them to have a normal life.
Pushing their daughters to succeed in this system. That's what whiny ass fucking Brian is saying. He's saying you are trying to push our daughters towards success in this dying system. The world is going to end soon. God's going to destroy every job that could exist. So we have to prepare them for life in paradise when we're rebuilding the earth and all the non-witnesses have been killed. Just very normal stuff.
And who knows how long this system will last?
Oh.
And what is wrong with living comfortably in the meantime?
Okay, this is not a last days question. Okay, it's always been wrong to strive to be rich.
No, not rich.
Well, then what the fuck is he talking about? He just shifted the goalposts. He immediately, definitely made it about the last days because he made it about this system. And then the second she brings up an objection, he's like, no, don't. I didn't say that. Like, this is like literal gaslighting. Like, hey, don't make it about the last days. He brought that up. But then he's just saying, well, no, it's always just been morally wrong to strive for riches. This is a very weird thing with Jehovah's Witnesses and why they feel that they can solicit for college educated people to join the religion. And like, they think it's okay if somebody by sheer happenstance goes to college and becomes a doctor and then later joins Jehovah's Witnesses. That's like whatever. But if you were to go to college to become a doctor to help at Bethel, that would be bad. I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense.
Just plenty. Just enough to give them peace of mind so that they can sleep soundly.
That's exactly the opposite of what the Bible says. Sweet.
Maybe the Bible fucking sucks, idiot. Get with the times.
Get him to sleep.
But don't you think they need a fallback career? Just in case?
Yes, that would be smart. In case what? Oh shit, I paused at the worst time.
Just in case what? In case Jesus was wrong?
This cult is gross. What the guy did is considered appropriate. This is how a man should act and how he should respond to such objections by his wife. Jenny Bloom says the thing is he's made his mind her points. He's made up his mind. His points are wrong and he can't validate her feelings. So he isn't listening in a way that could prevent an argument. No, it's so true. God damn it. Whoa, this movie's like 10 years old now, right? Where is Jesus now? Well, it's not 10 years old since we watched this when we were dating, but it's at least like 6 years old. And yeah, I mean, they could be fucking done with school. They could be done with school by now. They're daughters, and they could just be working a job that would allow them to continue to be Jehovah's Witnesses. I had a sister tell me one time mockingly, your healthcare job won't be useful in your system. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You would hear that all the time. And yet they're pretty pro people becoming nurses, I mean, especially women, because they can use them in Bethel. And weird.
So, guess what?
What?
Mom's all freaked out because Ricky recognized my picture.
Yeah, that figures. He's cute, but Mom would never approve anyway.
Of course not. She'd say, "You're too young and he's not in the truth."
Yeah, not just that. Their family isn't as well off as we are.
Okay, so they're actually saying that the other family is not as well off. But yeah, your parents won't allow you to date outside the organization. He's not in the truth. Therefore, you cannot date. Not call everyone. Sorry, I don't. I don't feel like angry actually, but I feel just like fed up with this. Like I don't know. I haven't revisited this for obvious reasons since like we were both witnesses. It's really surprising how this stuff is hitting my ear now. Like this is something that I just thought was cringy as a witness. I was like, oh, it's kind of like use racial stereotypes, a little weird, you know. I just thought it was kind of a swing and a miss, but I didn't view it as damaging in this way.
And don't forget the oh factor.
Right. If Grandma heard of it, she'd go, "Oh."
Exactly.
Hey, girls. You know what I always told you? You need to marry someone with the same standard as ours. You have to consider their family background and parents' career.
Mom, doesn't the Bible say marry only in the Lord, not only in your social class?
Yeah. Never mind.
That's actually funny. But yeah, the kids are preaching at their mom. I think that is pain that a lot of parents who wake up feel when their kids are still in the group and they hear this stuff reflected back at them from their kids. Stuff that they taught their own children and that's now being used against them to shun them. That's the trajectory this could have taken. There's a world in which wife of Lot just becomes an apostate and her, daughters act the exact same way.
Have you guys finished your homework yet? And your final's coming up. I don't want you missing any.
Be right back.
Okay?
Gloria, why should they miss any meetings? Putting school before Jehovah, that's just practice for putting work before Jehovah.
Sometimes they have to.
Oh, I like these.
What are those? You're not going out in your sister's shoes.
Why not?
Because I said so.
But these are perfect. She doesn't wear them anymore.
Never. Your grandma had to wear her sister's shoes and they had holes in them.
Mom, calm down. I don't wear them anymore.
She was so ashamed. I made up my mind to make a lot of money so no one would ever see me borrow clothes. And you're not going to borrow it either.
Hey, so you gonna go or what?
All right.
Great, cool. I'm assuming this is the because I said so delivery. Let's hear it. I don't want to miss it. Gloria's killing it. Brian's like, no, I agree. It's just so weird watching this and realizing, like, wait, no, the husband was the bad guy the whole time. Okay, I'm gonna rewind a little bit so I can hear the because I said so thing. Yeah.
Sometimes they have to.
Oh, I like these.
What are those? You're not going out in your sister's shoes.
Why not?
Because I said so.
But these are perfect. She doesn't wear them anymore.
Never. Your grandma had to wear her sister's shoes and they had holes in them.
Mom, calm down. I don't wear them anymore.
And they had holes in them. They had holes in their shoes. By the way, I my shoes have had holes in them recently because I'm, working through the turnip fields every day, but because fucking Peach got a hold of them and just ripped right through them. So I had to get some sweet Walmart shoes yesterday. Keep them locked up safe.
Anymore.
She was so ashamed. I made up my mind to make a lot of money so no one would ever see me borrow clothes. And you are not going to borrow it.
I didn't remember that she was this honest about her own psychology. Like, I have promised that I will dedicate my life to money. I care only about money. Oh, this is realistic, guys. The organization, they're realistic and they have the best spiritual food. Where else are you going to get spiritual food like this if you leave the organization? Where are you going to learn this kind of great stuff? Good point by Dog A's, by the way. What's the point of having a sister if you can't borrow clothes? Me and Kristyna borrow each other's clothes, and we're, divine feminine and divine masculine, respectively. This is so bananas. It's very, very weird that you'd be against the very simple concept of hand-me-downs, but okay.
Either.
I think Gloria might just actually be cooking.
Hey, so you gonna go or
All
what?
right, I'll go. Now, will you leave me alone?
Well, you don't have to go if you don't want to.
Well, if you don't want me to go, then I won't.
I do. Okay, I said I do. I want you to go.
So I said I'd go. I'd go just to see.
Okay. Okay, good.
So far, I feel like this, I guess her name's Mary. I feel like the Mary character, she's actually kind of a good actress. But based on what we know about Joe, he's very angry and impatient. And so it seems like the only reason that he's able to get her to go to the meeting is because he has worn her down. I guess what's funny watching this is like, I remember as a witness, the impression you're supposed to get is like, oh, wow, they're so impressed with the how great the other family is that they want their crazy family to be like theirs, but their family seems totally happy and normal and fine. And like Joe, I guess people say that he's angry, or he says he's angry sometimes, but he honestly seems pretty chill to me. Like I have met witnesses with way bigger anger problems than this guy. But yeah, good. He strong-armed his wife into going to the cult meeting.
Good, thank you.
But this may be the only time.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. It's the same thing that happens when I go to church. The people don't even know that I'm there. So why go? What?
This is so amazing. Like, this is how you know this is made for Jehovah's Witnesses and not people interested in the group. Like, all this is made to reaffirm that the preaching work works. Like, it actually works. People do have concerns, but their concerns are going to be that you're not going to love bomb them hard enough. And Joe knows, oh no, I know witnesses well enough at this point to know that they're going to be so nice. Of course, love bombing. Love bombing is exactly what they're going to do. This is what all cults do. And I don't know that that would actually be people's concerns about going to a church. I don't know. Maybe.
Nothing. You'll see. You'll see.
Sorry, truly an unprecedented level of sneezing is happening.
We'd like to welcome back Brother Lee Williams to deliver his final talk entitled, No One Can Slave for Two Masters. Brother Williams, please.
So they invited the family to the meeting during the CO visit under the auspices of, hey, our friend is giving a talk. We've known this friend for many years. Now, like, maybe they actually do interpersonally know the CO outside of just being their CO, but it seems to me that any witness trying to get somebody to go to the meeting would say, my friend's giving the talk, because they're all brothers and sisters, and they're the friends. They're not just your friends. They are the friends. They are the only friends that you're allowed to have. What is this? Oh, I wish Kristyna was here for that part. This was like the scooping the rice scene earlier. They just show the full process of how long it takes the podium to get up. I mean, at the very least, they're painting the meeting as being pretty realistic.
There are billions of people who are enslaved without even realizing it. They unintentionally do it to themselves because they feel obligated to follow the
very obvious racial undertones, by the way, of having it be a black man giving the talk about how people are enslaved. Like, this whole drama, like the way that they racialized everything is so bizarre and it feels really distasteful. Like I did not like it at the time, and I was, but you know, like I was obviously in love with Kristyna, and I was focused on that, and I was experiencing a lot of like doubts about little things, but it hadn't really metastasized into that big pit of dread in your stomach, like, oh no, something's wrong. You know, that wouldn't be till the next convention. I'm just, as I'm watching this, I'm like, how the fuck did I justify this to myself? And I think like a lot of things at the conventions, you don't pay that much attention to it. Like a lot of it does just wash over you. It just becomes like this ASMR exercise.
Traditions of their culture, and they put family and money ahead of God. But Jesus made it clear that sooner or later, everyone on earth will have to choose who or what they will serve as master, either Jehovah or money and the power and prestige that goes with having it. Notice how Jesus explained this.
The idea that this family would be just sitting there like, oh, wow, okay, so there's going to come a time when everybody has to choose between Jehovah and death. Interesting, cool. They're just sitting there like not looking around like, well, what the fuck? And yeah, ex-witness awake. What a coincidence. A talk that will match their current concerns. Well, that's just how it works because Jehovah provides.
This at Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24. I invite you to open your Bibles there. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24. And Jesus said, no one can slave for two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will stick to the one and despise the other. You cannot slave for God and for riches. Now,
I'm so sorry that like I'm blowing my nose and all this stuff. Shit. Oh, it's all falling apart, folks. It's all falling apart. Kristyna said from the other room, is she turning into salt or pepper with how much she's sneezing? Because she's like an old vaudevillian comedian. I love this detail of like, and people are going to be amazed by how fast we find the scriptures.
how can someone be divided in loyalty like this? Well, let's think of a Bible example. Lot and his family. Now, Lot moved his family near Sodom and then later into the city, although knowing that the men there were wicked, gross sinners against Jehovah. Was he seeking material security? Did he give in to pressure from his wife? Did they?
I don't know about you, but I would be thinking this is the last talk I would want my Bible students' first meeting to be like a scary Armageddon talk. I don't know. Now, obviously, that's part of the pitch. They want to scare people into joining or scare them into staying. But I don't know. I think it's maybe a little unrealistic that they're all just like placid.
Try to serve two masters? Well, whatever the case, we know the results. The family suffered spiritually and they put their lives at risk. Eventually, this attitude affected Lot's wife so much that she loved the comforts of Sodom more than Jehovah. Even while Jehovah used the angels to try to get them out of that wicked city, Lot's.
In the context of watching this at a convention, you're like, oh, good. Finally, a break from all the talks. We're going to watch a movie. And then partway through the movie, it's just a full talk about Armageddon. Like, God damn it. Can't escape this stuff.
Wife looked back, possibly because of her attachment to her things. And she became.
Possibly because word whiskers, weasel words. It's not word whiskers. That's when somebody says like too much, like me. Yeah, this is a weasel word. They don't actually, the Bible doesn't specify exactly what's going on there. So Jehovah's Witnesses have extrapolated this whole parable about it based on a possibly. Well, maybe it was this. And if it was that, we could say this. And if we can say that, we could say this.
A pillar of salt. Now, could Lot's wife have avoided that tragic outcome? Of course. It didn't have to end that way. No wonder Jesus made the very direct comments at Luke chapter 17, verse 32, when he said, Remember,
it's amazing how they're just laying out how the indoctrination works. Like you may be feeling something in your personal life that is causing you to doubt the organization's teachings, but then you go to a meeting where they contextualize it in the form of you're in this fight to survive to the end of the system of things, and the end is going to come any day now, and it's actually just like in the Bible, and the Bible's true, and so you're in this grand biblical event that's happening. You're just a small piece in this huge unfolding of this massive prophecy, and like this is why people stay, is because they go to the meeting and they get scared back into their place.
remember the wife of Lot. And there is the lesson for us. We are living at a time when it is vital that we do
Epic
not
scene.
look back in a figurative sense. What a sobering reminder that we should put Jehovah God first and seek his approval.
I just had a good idea for an edit maybe I'll do just for fun of like, because remember after this, I think it was after this and the next drama that they did, that there were like 2 broadcasts in a given year where I think the first time it was Anthony Morris and the second time it was Stephen Lett having to have a little aside in the broadcast and be like, we've received multiple letters from parents who are concerned about the violence in the movies. Like they got all these angry letters from parents like, this stuff is scaring my kids. These things are too scary for my kids to watch. And to which they said, no, too bad. It's just from the Bible. They have to watch it anyway. And I think it would be really creepy to like take them saying that and mixing it in with these crazy flashes of like her turning to salt and all this scary stuff. Sound off if I should do that, because that sounds like fun. I was gonna, because I'm kind of feeling shitty, I was gonna kind of just do some like editing shit after this.
Approval before family, money, and things. Tell your folks I said hello, okay? All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
We do stand a salt queen, though, we have to say.
Brother Williams, that was very inspiring.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I'm glad you thought so.
I want you to meet Joe and Mary. This is their first meeting.
Oh, nice to meet you, Joe and Mary.
Yeah.
Hey, Gloria.
Hi, Brother Williams.
I gotta tell you, all of this is so different from my church. I mean, I liked your sermon, but believe me, we're not a family that expects to ever get rich. We never have any money for anything anyways.
Right. Just a lot of debt.
Yeah. But the important thing is that we can have our spiritual needs taken care of.
And like from the cult indoctrination standpoint, when he's able to say this is this person's first meeting, everybody who hears that knows, oh, I got to put on the show. I got to really let them know, like, they got to join. So that's how love bombing works. As soon as word gets out that this is somebody's first meeting, boom, like everybody knows to snap into place. You'll tell somebody else like, hey, so-and-so brought somebody in, it's their first meeting. And it starts this, wave of love bombing that can really rope people in. I think that what some people have said, like what the organization says about this is often true, that people's first meeting, they don't really remember the content of the talk, or the watchtower, but they remember the kindness. I think that's absolutely true. I think that's why they front load it, because their talks are really boring and it's easy to not pay attention to them because they're monotoned and it's just like this quiet, slow talking. Watchtower, kind of the same. And if it's your first meeting, you're not going to have a lot of context for all these weird in-group words they're using, but it seems Bible-y and churchy adjacent. So yeah, there you go.
God can take care of all the other needs. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it today. Hopefully this won't be your last time.
No, maybe.
Thanks again, Brother Williams.
Take care.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye, Gloria.
Bye.
Hey, so thanks for coming over, man. I really appreciate the effort you made to come today.
Yeah, man. It was good. I enjoyed it. The speeches he gave were good.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
I find this so odd. Like, they're trying to be like, see, he doesn't know all the right words. He says speeches. When it seems like he would say sermons instead, but okay. That's a nitpick. That's Jake's nitpick corner. My read is that he did not enjoy this at all. He's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, it was fine. But then he's like, yeah, we got to do this. We got to join.
Nice.
Good.
So, we'll see.
What did Mary think?
Well, I don't know. I got to check with her. I mean, this is a lot different than her church.
Yeah.
So later on, I'll get her take on it too. Yeah.
Brian.
Thanks again, Brother Williams.
It's good to see you again.
Appreciate it.
And Joe, it was
Mhm.
nice meeting you.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Brian. Where's Mr. Williams' wife?
He's a widower. Julia died a few years ago.
Oh.
But he took good care of her right till the end.
Man, that's sad.
Yeah.
Especially when it's your wife.
But you
Good writing, especially when it's your wife. I mean, it's sad when somebody dies, but when it's your wife, like that's like really sad. Weird comment. And they're also going to go out of their way. Like, what else do you do when you're a witness and you invite somebody to the hall? You point out the fact that they don't pass the collection plate, that all donations are voluntary. And so this comes up where this guy is like, oh, okay, so how much does this guy make from the organization? And this is another tool you use to be like, see, we're not a cult because we're not after your money. If we were a cult, why would we love you so much and want you to join so hard while not taking your money? People can't be in cults for any other reason. It can't just be because they think it's true, but are just wrong.
know what? He's convinced, and we're all convinced. We'll see her again in the new world. And despite his grief, he continues his work.
What?
Yeah.
So how much does he make then?
Oh, well, he doesn't make anything. He's a volunteer.
Volunteer?
Yeah.
Well, how does he afford that nice car, his phone, and his suit?
Well, the congregation covers his basic expenses.
What? The congregation? Man, it sounds to me like he's living off others instead of working like you say.
Oh, no, Joe, you got it all wrong. He's busy just like the rest of us. He's busy preaching. He's preparing, teaching, listening to it. It's not like that.
Yeah, but you suppose he ever asked himself, can I make it in this real world like you and I do every day?
Joe, trust me. He knows what this world is really like. I mean, he's in it every day helping people.
We go out in service, so we know what the world is like. We go to our group meeting where we assigned to work members of the group, and we look at the world in terms of territory maps. And we knock on people's doors, talk to them for 5 seconds before they slam in our face, and then we go back in the car and talk about how much we love Jehovah. So obviously, we know what the world is like. We don't make friends with people at work because that could be bad association. And our kids don't make friends at school because that is bad association. We know what the world's like. We know. It's an interesting objection that that Joe brought up, that bro jot up, which is that the CEOs kind of, we're living off of the congregation. I mean, this got brought up in the Extra W Reddit the other day, actually. The CEOs don't make a lot of money. Like, they make maybe a couple $100 a month. It's really not like they're living extravagantly. They live from like apartment to apartment, couch hopping in some cases, or maybe the organization has a property they own. Maybe they get a green handshake at the end of the week, but I don't know. It's like, it's another example of Watchtower bringing up an objection that's kind of easy to deflect, so they don't have to have their worldly characters ask questions that people might actually ask, like, well, where does the money go up from here? And like, I'm seeing in the news that you guys are in court. Is your money paying for that? What are these child abuse scandals? They're not asking about that stuff. Like, hey, what's this disfellowshipping thing I've heard about?
Besides, before he learned the truth, he had a prestigious career. He just doesn't talk about it.
Man, I gotta go. Hey, Mary.
Well, we tried to follow.
Yeah, I took away from this whole interaction that Joe didn't like this. He was like, "Oh, this sucks. I don't like it." And then I feel like later he's just like, "This rules. I want to join." But this is a good point. My Little Pima says something I've noticed lately is how they have the worldly person make a legit criticism, and the response is, "No, you don't understand," and they get love bombed and change their mind unaddressed. They did this in the parking training. Weirdly, man, I would like to be able to find that video. I'm sure like people whose name rhymes with Lloyd Evans have like a commentary on it, but the Parking Brothers training video is really interesting, and it has a scenario where a guy is at work. He is a worldly person and was invited to go to the convention. And he's got the convention invitation on his desk at work, and a coworker sees it and is like, "You're going with those Jehovah's Witnesses? typical cult, uses the word cult. And then people are pointing out Jade's mom is another example. We talked about that earlier, where Jade's mom brings up all these valid criticisms and concerns, and the solution is magic, movie magic. It's not actually addressed. Fucking stupid. But it's smart from their standpoint, because it feels like, well, if they were being dishonest, they wouldn't bring this up in the first place. When in reality, no. And that was another interesting thing about the Twin Flames documentary, is like people in higher leadership positions had to do research on how to defend against allegations that Jeff, the leader, was a cult leader. And yeah, obviously a lot of them woke up when that happened, but that's what you're doing. Like when they make these videos, this is for internal consumption. It's for members of Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're trying to paint the objections that people have to Jehovah's Witnesses as mostly just misunderstandings. That if they would only listen and come to a meeting, they would see that we actually do have the truth. When in fact, the actual criticisms, the good faith criticisms of the group, are much more complex and harder to defend against.
Bible principles as much as we
Mary,
Yeah,
you ready to go?
I'm ready. Well, I gotta go, so
okay.
I'll see you next time.
Hey,
okay?
girls.
Yeah, we got to get back. So,
Thanks again, man. And I'll see you next week.
all right.
We'll see you.
Bye, Mary.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary. Bye, Joe.
Bye.
You know, I really enjoyed Brother Williams' talk today. The part where he said, "You cannot slave for two masters. You cannot serve God and riches." I really like that.
That part where he said that, that's in the Bible. He just read it. And if you're a witness and you were raised a witness, you have heard that every week of your life for decades. What the fuck kind of lying shit is this? I hate this. This is so stupid. I really liked that. I really liked that part of his talk where he just read the Bible verse I've heard 9 million times.
Yeah, Brother Williams always gives nice talk, but are there many brothers who are successful in the world and in the truth too? How can he say you cannot do both?
But Gloria, it wasn't Brother Williams who said no one could slave for two masters. It was Jesus.
I know, but I see witnesses. It's
also interesting that they are referencing Jesus a lot more in this drama. They must understand that in order to be more appealing to people who might be sympathetic to Christianity, like they do need to front load Jesus more. Like it's disorienting for people who have been told that Jesus is God and that Jesus is everything to suddenly shift away and be like, we actually barely ever talk with that guy. It's really Jehovah. Jesus just like incidentally gives us information about Jehovah. He fulfilled a prophecy real quick. He's invisibly ruling, but like Jehovah's ruling over him even. But anyway, Brian addresses my complaint that this was in the Bible.
who are very active in the truth and also hold down in high-paying jobs. Some even pioneer.
The other point that they're saying, the message to people in the organization is, hey, you people in the organization with these high-paying jobs, you are part of the problem. You are making people stumbled and giving the wrong lessons to people. You should simplify your life.
Hard as they can.
But think of those in our own congregation who pushed their kids too far. They couldn't do it all. They had to take a break from the truth so they could pursue their material goals. So far, they haven't returned to Jehovah.
Can you guys walk any faster? I don't want to miss my TV show.
At some point, Jehovah's Witness like fashion is going to become mainstream fashion, and we in the Extra W community will just be eating. We'll like simultaneously be able to crush it, and we'll just be triggered all the time.
Yeah, was it as good as Dad said?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Everyone was so pleasant. It's not what I thought it would be.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. We listened to a sermon and looked up a lot of scripture.
If I know one thing about cults is that everyone is really mean, but these guys, they were nice, like weirdly nice. Like they really, really wanted us to join really bad. I didn't expect that at all. It's crazy.
I couldn't even keep up. I didn't know the Bible had so many books. But now I can see why your dad's so interested.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, like, what happens now? Are you, like, ready to get baptized? Shall I baptize thou now?
What's wrong with you? Stop that.
So what does that mean?
But now I can see why your dad's so interested.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, like, what happens now? Are you, like, ready to get baptized? Shall I baptize thou now?
What's wrong with you? Stop that. You know, both of you just get up and help me clean this table. Let's.
Boy, they're doing a lot with that little scene. What the fuck what was that? So they're illustrating that they are coming from Catholicism or some other kind of false Christianity where they do the little dab water instead of full body immersion. Jesus showed his tits when he got baptized, okay? He showed all of his muscles. He posted whole when he got baptized. He didn't do this little fleck the water, power of Christ compels you bullshit. I didn't know the Bible had so many books. You have an open Bible on the end table. Like, what the fuck? Like, the idea that Catholics don't know the Bible, like, I get it. It's true. But it's not like they've never opened a Bible and don't know that, like, there are a lot of different books in the Bible. I don't know. It's another way of reassuring Jehovah's Witnesses that they have some remarkable understanding of the Bible that no other religion has, when, you know, what they really have are like marketing tactics and thought-stopping techniques from various books of the Bible that they've cobbled together into a really flimsy theology.
Let's go. I told them that I would sit in the next time they came to study with your dad. I gotta keep my word.
No, you don't. You don't owe those people anything.
Yeah, they'll understand anyways.
Listen, that would.
This is really weird because they're trying to paint a scenario where she's like receiving opposition from like the kids don't want her to join or whatever, but they're not expressing the obvious reasons why they might be hesitant. They're just like, you don't have to join, but they haven't given the kids any reason to think that they shouldn't join. So it's just like totally hollow. It's like a completely non-entity of an obstacle that Mary has to overcome. Or is it Maria? I'm just saying Mary because a commenter said they were Joseph and Mary, when it might be Joe and Maria.
Be rude. I'm many things, but I've never been rude. Besides, I'm curious. Who knows what I could learn from all of this?
Very weird. Who knows what I could learn from all of this? It's like a villain origin story. Is this the homophobic scene to cap things off? To crap things off?
Yay! Congratulations, guys. I know this place will be the home of your dreams.
Those men are so funny.
Mom, they're a gay couple.
Mom, you're not allowed to think that gay people are funny. You have to be disgusted by them. You should be sitting there performatively going like, why do they have to put gay people in everything? That's supposed to be your reaction, Mom.
So,
A year ago, that shocked you.
things change and we need to get used to it.
I just closed on a huge housing contract for my client.
This is a slippery slope, people. If you think gay people are funny, soon you might start to think that they're people. And then where are you going to be? Frozen in a pillar of salt.
You see, that's the only way to survive.
Be gay,
Your
do
girls
crimes.
need to get big money jobs. You have no choice. Otherwise, your sister-in-law and her family will look down on them and on you.
Mom, why are you trying to even impress them? You don't even like those people.
Never mind.
Mom? I'm starting school tomorrow.
School? You? What school?
I'm going to take real estate classes so that I can earn my own money. I want to move to better apartment. Mom, can you please speak to Uncle for me about working for his real estate company?
Now you talk like...
All right, are you ready? Are you ready for the magic to happen?
Can you please speak to Uncle for me about working for his real estate company?
Now you talk like a good daughter. Now you talk like a good daughter.
About working for his real estate company?
Now you talk like a good daughter.
For his real estate company?
Now you talk like a good daughter.
Literally what we would say to each other all the time, even to this day and time of our lives.
It is good doubter. Good doubter. It's almost like a southern accent. A good doubter. We say that so much.
We still say it.
We do.
We used to say it all the time.
But that was definitely one of our running jokes when we first started dating was,
Mm-hmm.
now you look like a good I just wanted to get you in frame. Well, I talked, obviously that's the fucking end. I'll let it play out. We peaked with Good Daughter, obviously, and then they turned into cartoons, I believe. Yes, there we go. So everyone's saying your makeup is serving.
Thanks.
Yes.
That's
So
very nice of you.
we did it, folks. They're doing like a next time on. So you'll join us the next time we cover this. I don't know if we'll do it like every week, but I think at least
we need to do more of
at least once a month.
Mhm.
Let's reconvene.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll make it a series. The wife of remember the wife of Flawed.
In commemoration of.
And thank you for joining me. I'm so glad that you got to see that part. I got so excited because I was like, oh, I think this is the Good Daughter part. And like I paused. It was like, oh, honey, you have to come see this. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for chipping in and helping us through our struggles. We are sincerely in debt to you with interest. And
anytime anybody needs help, obviously we want to pay it forward when we can. So
absolutely. You're taking real estate classes starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in company. I'm going to be an accountant.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to get a big money job. We heard about those.
Big money
You have to get big money job. Thank you for watching, everyone, for joining us for this Sunday service. Bye.